He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you for joining me today. I am glad that we are here together. Another story, another week of stories together. Thank you so much for being here. And this one coming to you from Jarvis and CANDLEWICK Press. I'm excited for this one. Yes, the boy with flowers in his hair. Coming right up. Thank you for being here. I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. And I laugh because I say there's always something that happens before I come on live. And today I went through the whole intro, everything, and I had not, the recording was not going. So yeah. That's the start to my morning. It's like, look, wait, this is not live yet. So it was a good 3-4 minutes of doing everything and not realizing it was not live. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I'm glad that we're here. And sometimes that's all we can do, just laugh at ourselves for those little things. But thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I am glad that you're here indeed. Yes, second take for me, but we're here. Thank you so much for joining in, and thank you for all the independence messages. Yes, indeed, a happy 58th independence anniversary to all the Zambian people indeed. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad you're here. Please let us know where you're joining in from. And if anybody else is joining in with you, let us know who they are. Thank you for being here. And I hope that you do have a lovely Tuesday wherever you are. Indeed, if your Tuesday is much further along than mine, I hope that it is going well so far. Out here in Oakland, 7:06 a.m. And it is promising to be a warmish day, so not too cold. And mind you, I say not too cold. At this point, it is 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it that we are here together. Let us see who is with us this morning, ready to enjoy a wonderful story. Good morning to you, Amanda West. How are you doing today? And you're joining in, of course, with Sarah and Nathan out in sunny North Carolina. Thank you so much for joining us. I am glad that we're here together. Indeed, another story awaits, and more fun awaits us. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely love it. Good morning to you, Tara McNamara. And you say, good morning. We've been busy moving this week, but hope to be able to tune in and tune in live again soon. Erin and Clara will be watching later. Well, Erin and Clara, hugs. And I hope that your move has been going well. I know how busy that can be. I hope that everything is going well. I hope that you're all moved in, at least into the new place, and let the unpacking begin. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely appreciate you. Erin and Clara, sending you love and hugs. Yes, thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. Enjoy this story when you see it later on. Thank you for being here. Tara McNamara, thank you, and all the best, the very best for your move. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely love it. Good morning to you, Pamela Courtney. Oh, yes, we do love technology. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It is a happy morning. It has added a layer to it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Braylon and Chad, how are you doing today? Too joining us from Nakitosh, Louisiana. Thank you so much for joining in today. Thank you for being here on Storytime with us. Yes, indeed. And if you've just joined us, I was mentioning that I went through my intro, everything that happens at the beginning, and realized that I had not pressed record yet. So that was fun. Take two, we're here. Good morning to you, Hannah Bernard. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining in San Francisco, and with our two daughters, Freya, almost 6 years old. Oh my goodness. And Tuva, 9 months. Glad to be here. Well, thank you so much for joining in. Welcome to Storytime. I hope that you are well, and indeed, I hope that we see you on many, many more Storytimes. The names don't sound familiar right now, but I hope that if you've been here before, I'm sorry that I forgot, but I'm glad that you're here with us today. And trust me, I will not forget moving forward. Thank you so much for joining in. Freya and Tuva, welcome to Storytime. And I hope I'm getting your names correctly as well. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, Hannah, thank you for being here with us. I am so glad that you are here indeed. Thank you, thank you. And we do have a wonderful story. This one is called The Boy with Flowers in His Hair. I want flowers in my hair. And this one is written and illustrated by Jarvis. And of course, we're reading it with permission of the publishers, CANDLEWICK Press. So join in for this one. Get cozy, get comfortable. We will be getting started very, very shortly. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning to you, Sharon Lungo, and of course, Soraya. How are you doing out here in Oakland? Thank you indeed for being here on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. I hope that you do have a wonderful day indeed. But before you go anywhere, Soraya, you know we have a story to read together. You know we have a Storytime date right here before you go away. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, everybody. And remember, too, that you can find Storytime live right here, 7 a.m. Pacific time, like you are here right now. And, of course, you can catch the recording at 11 a.m. Pacific time. But you can also find Storytime at your convenience at storytimewithmrlimada.com, as well as Storytime with Mr. Limada on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. The Boy with Flowers in His Hair. This one from Jarvis coming out very shortly. Join me on the other side of this very short break when we are back for more Storytime. Thank you for being here with us. And remember, share Storytime. Let others know. The more, the merrier.
Hi, friends. My name is Christy, and I am the author of A Heart in the Sand, also known as Un Corazón en la Arena. Now, this bilingual book is about tesoros, or treasures. And something that I treasure is my friendship with Mr. Lamada. So I have a challenge for you. Share this story time with someone who you treasure, and we can all spread the literary love.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Christy. Absolutely. Yes. Let's share the literally love. And of course, too, if you've not checked out A Heart in the Sand, please do so. We've read it here on Storytime, but also find it where you find books from our good friend, Christy Depren. And here we go. This one is called The Boy with Flowers in His Hair. And this one is coming to you from Jarvis. And we're reading it with permission of the publishers, CANDLEWICK Press. And I must say, too, that this cover, you might not be, you can tell probably from the image, but it is actually textured here. And it feels so good. Like there's little grooves and bumps on that cover, too. Really cool. So if you can find it at your local library or where you find books, get to check that out. So cool. Thought I should show you that as well. And papers. All right. The Boy with Flowers in His Hair. Oh, do you want flowers in your hair today? The Boy with Flowers in His Hair. Oh. The Boy with Flowers in His Hair This one written and illustrated by Jarvis. Yes, the award-winning Jarvis. And we're reading it with permission of Candlewick Press. His name is David. He's the boy with the flowers in his hair. And he's my best friend. Aw. Who's your best friend? Or do you have many best friends? His name is David. He's the boy with the flowers in his hair. And he's my best friend. Everybody likes David, even Mrs. Jones. And flowers make her sneeze. And she still likes David. He's sweet and gentle, just like his petals. Aww. Aww. Everybody likes David, even Mrs. Jones, and flowers make her sneeze. He's sweet and gentle, just like his petals. Aww. Yay for friends who are sweet and gentle. We have the best time together, finding the good paddles, making up songs, and running away from the bees. Oh my goodness, run, run, run. Once he had a family of birds living in his hair for a whole month. Whoa! Would you like a family of birds living in your hair? I hope they go somewhere else to poop, though. It was really funny. Oh, it sounds funny, but one day something happened. What was it that happened? Oh my goodness. Once he had a family of birds living in his hair for a whole month. It was really funny. But one day, something happened. What was it? What happened? What do you think happened? I was watering David's hair and one of his petals came off in my hand. Whoa. Can it be fixed? What's going on? I was watering David's hair and one of his petals came off in my hand. Whoa. Hope it's just one though. Should be okay. That afternoon, he didn't want to play. Whoa. One petal came off. That afternoon, he didn't want to play. Oh. What's happening, you think? What's all that on the ground? The next day, he started wearing a hat. David never wore hats. He was quiet. David was never quiet. What's going on? Yeah. That day, he didn't want to play. The next day, he started wearing a hat. David never wore hats. What's going on? And he was quiet. David was never quiet. Something's up. What do you think is going on? I hope it's not something bad. Mrs. Jones asked us to take our coats and hats and to take off our hats, coats, and scarves. When David took off his, petals fluttered down like butterflies. David was twiggy, spiky, and brittle. Whoa. Still looks cool though. Don't you think? I like the spiky do. Yes, when we got inside, Mrs. Jones asked us to take our coats and hats and scarves off. When David took off his, petals fluttered like butterflies. David was twiggy, spiky, and brittle. Oh my goodness. What can we do to help? Everyone stayed away in case they got hurt by his branches. Oh no. I got a few scratches, but it wasn't David's fault. Then I had an idea. Oh, what's your idea? Everyone stayed away from David in case they got hurt by his branches. I got a few scratches, but it wasn't David's fault. And then I had an idea. What's the idea? I asked Mrs. Jones for paintbrush and some scissors, and I found a way. Oh my. I asked Mrs. Jones for a paintbrush and some scissors, and I found a way. Aww. I found a way to give David his color back. Aww. Yes, indeed. Oh, doesn't that look pretty? Yes, I found a way to give David his color back. I made new flowers for David all the time. Everybody wanted to help. Oh. David seemed back to how he was before. Well, almost. Oh, that is so nice. I made flowers for David all the time. Everybody wanted to help. Look at all those helpers. David seemed back to how he was before. Well, almost. Oh, yay. Then one day, I noticed a different flower in David's hair. It wasn't one of mine. It wasn't one of anyone's. It was David's. It was a real flower, a new flower, prettier than ever. Yes, then one day I noticed a different flower in David's hair. It wasn't one of mine. It wasn't one of anyone's. It was David's. It was a real flower, a new flower, prettier than ever. Can you tell which one it is? Which one do you think it is? Which one is the real flower here? Oh. More and more of David's own flowers started to bloom. And soon enough, all those buzzy bees were back. Oh no, time to run again. Oh yes, more and more of David's own flowers started to bloom. And soon enough, all those buzzy bees were back. Oh, look at that head. Looking so good. So right now, David has lots and lots of flowers in his hair. But I am making sure I still have lots of paper ones just in case he ever needs them. Oh, you are a good friend. So right now, David has lots and lots of flowers in his hair. But I am making sure I still have lots of paper ones just in case he ever needs them. Oh, way to think ahead. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Because he's my best friend and I am his. Oh, love this book. I am keeping lots of paper flowers just in case he needs them later. Because he's my best friend and I am his. And yes, that's what best friends do. We look out for each other. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Join me on the other side of this short break when we're back for a little more chat. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you all.
This is Anika Mrose-Reese, author of The Teacher's Pet, Watch Out for Wolf, Love Sophia on the Moon, the Anna Banana Chapter Book Series, and Hide and Don't Seek and other very scary stories. And you are watching Storytime with Mr. LaMotta.
Thank you indeed, Anika Mrose-Reese. And for those of you that out there and love writing and love talking about books, Anika Mrose-Reese has a class this Saturday, a writing class this Saturday. Please, if you need the information, let me know. I can send it to you. Has a class this Saturday with the main writers writing group, and I'll be joining that one. So lots of fun talking about books and her craft. So I'm excited for that one. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime today. Thank you for joining in. The Boy with Flowers in His Hair. This one from Jarvis. And I just want to read this part too. It says describing the book, of course, and I'm just reading one little part, and it says, from the award-winning bookmaker Jarvis comes this gentle, touching story of friendship, kindness, acceptance, and being there for somebody when they are going through something difficult and life-changing. And just wanted to highlight that too, being there for somebody when they're going through something difficult and life-changing, and just being there for people, because I feel like it's so easy, as you can see, as soon as the flowers dropped off, some people did not want to be close, and but the friends stayed. And we need people like that. We need more people that will stay with us. We need people that will be in our corner no matter what. So I appreciate this book so much. I can relate, and it is a reminder for all of us to be the best friends, the best neighbors that we can be. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely appreciate this one. The Boy with Flowers in His Hair. I love it. And tomorrow we're back with another story, and this time we're bringing back the construction crew. Yes, the construction site crew is back, and this time they're bringing us Farming Strong all year long. And this one coming to you from Sherry Daskirinka and A.G. Ford. So don't miss this one. Join in tomorrow and get to enjoy all the fun with the construction site crew, and a few farm tracks as well, farm vehicles that will be joining in that one tomorrow. And then special mention to today, we're not reading it this week, but just a special mention. Please, if you've not read this one, find it. The Elephants Come Home. This one is a true story of 7 elephants, 2 people, and the extraordinary friendship. And this one is from Kim Tomsich and Hadley Hooper. So if you can find it, join in and enjoy this one. Find it at your local library. Find it where you find books. Find it in our Storytime archives, because we've had this one here on Storytime. A beautiful book indeed. One I definitely encourage you to check out if you've not done so. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. The Boy with flowers in his hair. With hair in his flowers. With flowers in his hair. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Sharon Lungo, one more time, thank you for joining us on Storytime. Glad you were here with us, and thank you. And of course, Soraya, good morning to you, and have a lovely day out here in Oakland. Thank you so much for joining in. May there be lots of flowers in your hair. Thank you so much for joining in today, and may there be friends that are as good as this friend that we just read about in his book. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely appreciate you. Hannah, thank you so much. We loved it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Well, thank you indeed. I hope that you have a wonderful day indeed. And thank you for joining in. Good to see you here with Freya and of course Tuva as well. Thank you so much for being here on Storytime. Please let me know if I got the names correctly. Thank you so much for joining in, and we hope to see you for many more story times here together. Thank you so much for joining in. Yes, Pamela Courtney, info coming your way. I will send it to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely appreciate you. And yes, if we go to anikamrosrisi.com, it will be there, but I'll send you the information, Pamela Courtney. No worries. Thank you so much for joining in. I am glad that you are here. To everybody, yes, yes. Oh, so glad. It always makes me happy. Thank you so much for joining in, and I'm glad that you are here with us. And Hannah too, I'm noticing your middle name there, Hjord, seems like, is that Scandinavian somewhere? Oh yes, thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it. I hope that indeed you join us for many more story times. To everybody that joined in, hugs, hugs, hugs. To everybody that was here, thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. Tara McNamara, thank you for joining us. And of course, Clara and Erin, later on when you join in Storytime, I hope that you enjoy this lovely story that we had to hear today. Who is your best friend? Thank you so much for joining us. Nathan and Sarah out in North Carolina. Thank you so much. Sunny North Carolina. Let me graduate that. Thank you so much for being here with us. Absolutely appreciate you. I hope that you have a lovely time out there. Amanda West, thank you. Thank you indeed for being here with us. And to everybody that has joined in, absolutely appreciate you. There we go. Thank you so much for joining in. And I hope that you do have a lovely, lovely day, everybody. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime for this wonderful Tuesday. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Hugs to each and every one of you. And indeed, may we remember, I hope that we were reminded of how good friends we can be. Yes, let's be the best friends that we can be. And thank you so much. Let's be there, especially when others are down, when they need us the most. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. This one coming to you from CANDLEWICK Press and Jarvis. Thank you for being here. This has been Storytime. Much love from me. Bye-bye. I'll see you again tomorrow.
Storytime. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Story time. Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.